Hello, welcome to LEV Toys. If you have just stopped by this channel, we are halfway through building an Animal Crossing Lego build, completely custom, making this up as I go along using the new Animal Crossing New Horizons game, the base part of the game, as my inspiration. So first up, we've already done this in the first video. You're gonna have to check this out. We've made a character. We have done all the tools. We need all the tools to put into her bucket. Done. And then we made the island, the basic part of the island with the sand and the land, and we needed, that rhymed, needed a starter house, and of course my stupid apples fruit tree, which is native to my island. Couldn't have been cherries, no, it had to be apples. So that means we are now up to some slightly more interesting things. Number 6, oh, less interesting, my native flowers, which were actually wind flowers. So each of the flowers come in 3 different colors to start with. So these could work for just about any of the flowers. Wind flowers are pretty boring, so they're pretty. Yeah, they are very pretty, but they're pretty boring too. So we need orange ones, and we need red ones, and we need white ones, and there are 3 on each bunch, which is hilarious because when you pick them you only get 1 flower. So I feel a bit ripped off each time that happens. But you know, flowers are pretty easy to get some more of, and I feel okay now because I have more than just wind flowers on my island, but I started with wind flowers. So red ones here, let's put some orange ones over here, let's hide the white ones around the back here behind the apple tree, the betrayal apple tree. Okay, I feel as though we need some weeds, and we got these perfect Lego printed pieces for weeds, and I don't know why I'm obsessing over the perfect placement for these weeds because they just crop up randomly all over your island, but oh, this will do for now. Okay, so we've got some weeds breaking up our sea of beautiful lime green there, or our land of beautiful lime green. And okay, we got our branch, we got our weeds, we've got our wind flowers. It's time for some rocks. So we're going to put some rocks around the very back because the back is always kind of blocked off there with some rocks, and there's one there hanging over into the ocean, but no one's going to notice that's there. We've got you didn't notice that, you saw nothing. And some more here about halfway along our little beach run up the side, sticking out into the water, and of course some just around the corner to break up that corner a bit. Okay, and I'll put another little bit of sparkly water here to hold my quarter piece on there because it's still falling off. Okay, here we need our message bottle with a DIY recipe in it that we can collect every day to get sometimes a replicated DIY recipe, and we've got almost the perfect colored shells. These are the vibrant coral ones. And they're much more vibrant in real life, so they're kind of a bit Larry, like Larry and Glary and bright on our build, but they're the right color. But I really like the size of the old white ones, and I just don't know whether to interchange them. Right color or bigger size? I just don't know. We're going to leave them as we are for now because we need coconuts for number 7. Coconuts, the tropical fruit that we all love to eat, and they are green. The coconuts are actually green in Animal Crossing. So we're going to make our coconut tree, and we're going to put our green minifigure head coconuts hanging off the bottom of the palm trees. And the palm leaves would probably look better and more true to the Animal Crossing life in the lime green color, but because the actual coconuts are lime green as well, I'm using the dark green fronds to just mix it up so it doesn't all look lime green. And I think this looks good, except I'm going to move this coconut around here to the side because it's going to just tilt to the back like that, and that's what we're going to see from the front of our build. That's going to be the angle we're going to see our coconut tree at the best. There, that's so cute. Okay, I got a coconut tree over on this side. We've got the river coming up from the ocean, and the plan here is to do some terraforming onto the next level and to make an alpine level on either side so we can have a waterfall. Okay, that's the plan. Let's remove my very fragile apple tree so it is safe, and we're going to put raised up levels up here and a waterfall in the middle. And we've got the perfect waterfall piece here, though it doesn't quite go to the side, so we might need to build our actual land in a bit, so we'll just cheat and do it like this. This is not cheating, this is just doing it as an afterthought. And we've got land now going on either side of our waterfall. Right, we're going to build up, and the raised levels to the alpine levels are kind of textured there, so I'm gonna also I'm a bit obsessed with texture at the moment. It's probably about time. We're not going to have a smooth raise up. We're going to use as many of these little crinkle cut chips, the crinkle cut bricks, to kind of break it all up, and some of the angled ones as well, so that it just looks textured as we go up. And then we've got our curved piece for the land at the top, and that's a little bit higher than the waterfall with the river going back from it, and that'll be perfect. Okay, building up the back here, there's a reason I'm using plate pieces here instead of bricks, because we're going to have a hidden secret on this raised level. We're going to have a little box in the ground, a hole in the ground for a fossil. Now, a fossil is not actually blue like it's supposed to be, but I'm using what I have. So I have the green Moana fossil in here, going to be hidden in the ground for us to dig up. Look at that. And if I just put my pre-made piece here with my drawn on fossil shape, we can now just pop that open, dig up a fossil. That noise sounds like fossil to me. The noise that you have when you catch something or show it off or dig up a fossil. It says fossil. Every time in my head I think I'm going mad. So there's our fossil underneath our little pop-up piece. And up here we'll put just another weed and a tarantula. The most sought after insect, though they're not really insects, but here in the southern hemisphere we actually had scorpions, but now that May has kicked around, I got a tarantula. I actually caught a tarantula last night, but because I had more scorpions before, I'm going to leave the scorpion in this build for now, but I can chop and change it whenever I want. I can put a tarantula in and change out the scorpion depending upon what month we're in. Okay, concentrating on the waterfall. We're going to put some dark blue pieces here in the back, for the background and I actually want to put a fish in here to be swimming in the little top bit of the river that we're going to have up here in the alpine level, and which means I'm going to need to build up a support. This is also going to support our waterfall, and I think could probably do with being a bit higher, but I think it'll actually bump into the waterfall top bit. That'll do. That's nice. That's all sitting at a nice height. So now let's put our water going. I think that's actually, I don't know that is, I need to move it back a bit. Is that waterfall part actually connecting? I think we have to take it up one more plate. Nope, I was totally wrong. That was wrong. I hadn't actually just seated it down properly. So let's just go back to one plate there. And our little fish is actually swimming up there. I don't know what fish it is. Maybe, we could have put a crab in, like a mitten crab. But we're going to put another fish because it's fun. And let's put these up here. And now our waterfall, our little river outlet looks fantastic. Okay, more alpine level over here on the other side, more raised area, because that would be logical on either side of the waterfall. And once again, we're going to texture it, and because I've got a couple more of these curved pieces, I'm going to texture it around the side too. The back's kind of missing out on anything interesting happening, but the front looks okay, and the side is also going to look okay. But we do need to turn it to the back to actually do our fossil reveal, so probably be nice if I made the back look a bit better. But it will do for a fun build. Okay, we are almost at the same level as the other side. We're going to put these curved green pieces over here because they are pretty precious. I don't have many of them. We're going to fill in the space in the middle. And up here, we need pine trees. So here is our token pine tree to designate this is the alpine level. And here we've got a toolbox. You may have noticed when I put together all the tools that there was no watering can. Guess where the watering can is? In this toolkit. And now we need some more weeds up here, and I think the alpine level is looking pretty sweet. Maybe another weed over here. Okay, all right. Heading back down onto the mainland after we have reinstalled the precious apple tree and repositioned our bottle on the beach and put our scorpion over where you can actually see it, because you don't want to come upon them by chance on dark night. Down here in our river, I actually want to, well, first up I want to build the land in, well, this is cheating. We're just going to angle the land in a bit because that's what it kind of looks like in the actual game. And over here on the side, I haven't decided whether this little sprout is actually a tree sapling or whether it's just a different type of weed, but it's there and looks good. Now, in the middle, I need to make this area like raised up a little bit because it is actually a bit higher than the ocean level. So we've got our water going up. I'm going to use this blue plate here and I'm going to just kind of layer water on this, so shiny water on it, and then we're going to attach it to the water that we already have there. We're adding water to water. You know what I mean. I'm not filling in all the spaces here for a reason. One, I don't have a whole load of these blue transparent tars, and I don't think it needs it. They're everywhere. I just don't think they need it everywhere. And heading up to the waterfall, we need a little slope, so that's the water coming down from the waterfall, splashing down. And because I do not want to have to smush this down onto our river area, like plate onto plate, I am raising it up one more stud worth, and we're going to have these down here to install it so much easier. So this is at the back, and then we can put this nice big plate nice and easily down here. And now our river section is sitting higher than the ocean and it looks sparkling gorgeous. Now the river mouth, this little part where the ocean meets the river, is a place where you can get some really good fish like the salmon or the sturgeon. At the moment I don't have any salmon, but I do get sturgeons here, and they are seriously good, valuable fish. So we're going to put a fish here at the river mouth. My mouth is having trouble saying river mouth, and we're sitting it up just a bit so that I can sit him up and not just have him lying on the riverbed there, or on the ocean, river mouth, ocean thing floor. And now, when I've got full control of where my mouth goes again, now we're going to add a whole heap of sparkly water all the way along. We're going to alternate it and just kind of randomly put them down here and make it all sparkly. Sparkly water for the ocean! So pretty! And I don't think that my sturgeon here, because that fish is definitely a sturgeon, is sitting up at quite the right angle now that I've put some more sparkles in, so he'll do all right. There we go. He's good now. He's good. Now he's lying down again. He's good. He's sitting up waiting for me to catch him. Speaking of which, let's put a bridge in. Now I know this is a bit more, to get a bit further into the game, and I'm not choosing a basic bridge like the basic log across bridge because it just looks too bulky. So I'm actually building this bridge, which is a lot flatter, and I think it's going to look a bit better in this build. So not the basic bottom budget level bridge, we're going a bit more fancy with our bridge. So this is going to install really, really nicely over our river. We're going to need to raise it up a bit, which is why I left spaces here. So we're going to use our brown studs to lift it up one more level with another layer of brown studs. Look at that, it's going into the water, and it does overlap onto the land, so we need small smooth pieces here and some little studded brown bits over there, and maybe another brown stud on each one, and lo, we have got a bridge so we can get from one part of the land to the other part of the land without having to use the vaulting pole. Now, over here is a perfect spot for a rock that we can whack every day for precious resources like iron nuggets and stones. Here's a stone that's already been pre-pooped out by the rock, and clay sometimes, and we're going to put some random weeds down here at the front. This rock is going to be really, really useful for hiding something. We're going to add this grey hinged hollow tube thing here. Sure, it has a proper name. Going to put a bit more of the rock on here so it's now incorporated into the rock. But this is for my favourite part, a surprise. We've got a balloon, and we got the I was going to say the stick, but you know, the string for the balloon. I don't know, I'm having trouble with this. The balloon brings presents that bring much joy, and the balloon present is always white with a red downward stripe. And I've made this one here, I've actually put just a red stripe on the front, but because I just couldn't figure out how to make it on the front with a sticker. We've got a bow on the top, and now we've got a balloon present which we can put on our transparent, broken that, we can put this, already popped it. Going to put this on our transparent stick, and we're going to shove this into our little hole that we made here, and now it's sitting a bit askew, but that's okay because we're just going to add, we can add anything on the back here just to make it sit out a bit, and it's floating perfectly over the river. So we now have got a balloon and present suspended in the sky. I'm pretty proud of that. That's so cool. All right, I think we've got a nice big empty piece of beach here. So let's add one of the very first things that you build with your DIY recipes is a campfire. And if we move it over just a little bit, if we use these wands, these Harry Potter wands in these hinge pieces and these claw pieces, they actually only go in so far and they don't quite touch when you put them in that particular angle, and it's perfect. So we've got a campfire now down on the beach, and over here we're going to have a star fragment. I know it doesn't quite look like the star fragments, but I reckon you'll agree with me that that can perfectly be a star fragment. Okay. Oh, one more thing. I need a flamingo, a garden flamingo, because this is one of the very first things that I bought from the Nook Miles, like, ATM thing. So we need a flamingo out the front of the house. This is totally perfect. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right, it is pretty much packed in. I think we have got enough things in here that there is no way you're going to mistake this for anything but an Animal Crossing's New Horizons build. It's turned out so nicely. I'm going to see what these white shells kind of look like though, because I prefer the size of them. But I'm just going to leave them there for now, though I think that the pink ones are more true to the game, so we're probably going to have to go with them. Now, I've sent my character out fishing. At the moment, she hasn't figured out that her actual fishing rod is nowhere near the fish, so she's going to be standing there for quite some time, but that's a sturgeon, so she's willing to wait. She's found the bottle on the beach! Today, it's a DIY recipe for a mossy rock, which she already has, because she got that several weeks ago. But no worries, because she can sell that for almost no bells at the store. Alright, next up, she's climbing up to the alpine level to retrieve her watering can, or maybe to notice the tarantula, because that is worth some seriously good bells. Or time to just ignore the ignore the tarantula and go fossil digging. Fossil! Maybe catch the tarantula, dude, before it bites you. Or this was the best day of my life when I pulled out from the big shadow fish is a massive shark, and now it's all just sea bass. Too many sea bass. Ridiculous amounts of sea bass. Betrayal. Bring back the sharks. Hashtag bring back the sharks. Okay, moving on. Now my character she hasn't figured out that there's no way she's going to be able to actually slingshot that from up here on this level. So this is better down here, but we should possibly tell her that if she actually hits that balloon over the river, it's just going to fall in the river. So maybe I didn't position that present very well, but it's a bit funny. Okay, well, I could seriously play with this set all day, but I could also go and play the actual game, which is also fun and a bit more moved on from our basic starter set for Animal Crossing. But I'm really proud of how this has all come together. We're at the end now. I could totally terraform this again and make it completely different, but I'm going to leave it alone for now. I want you to subscribe just in case I do fiddle with it, make it different. You don't want to miss that. And make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. And, well, I'll be back with something else really soon after I've finished playing Animal Crossing. Though there are no more sharks at the moment. So sad.